Hello everybody and welcome back inside the box for another episode of Gunpla Kitbash with me, Kukamatsu. In this episode we're starting on the paint, so let's jump right in. Okay, we are in the home stretch with this guy. I'm getting pretty excited about seeing it finished. Time to get some color on it. I will be doing the metal and chrome in the next week's video, so this week I'm just going to concentrate on getting the color on the panels, which I think is going to be pretty straightforward. Probably for the first time ever, I think I'm just going to use color straight out of the pot for the black and the red. So the only color I need to figure out is the purple. So let's see what we can get going with that. Okay, so we have the black and red out of the pot. I had intended to use black XF1, which is the flat black, and I've just discovered that I'm pretty low on the XF1, but I have some X1, so I'll use that. This gives more of a glossy result, but it's not going to matter in the end because I'll be sealing it with a clear, and it'll probably be the flat clear. It'll be either be the flat clear or the semi-gloss. I'm going to decide when I get there what I want it to look like, but I definitely don't want it to be glossy, so I'll take care of that with the clear coat. The flat red, I do have the XF7, so let's get this onto the palette so we can compare the colors against each other. So those I'll use straight as they are. With the purple, I bought this X16, which is really the only purple that Tamiya makes, as far as I can tell, in the acrylic line. So same thing as the black, it will paint on sort of glossy, but I will bring that to a flat or semi-gloss when I do the clear. But I do want to bring the purple down a little bit. It's very, very purple. For me, it's just a little bit too purple. It competes a bit too much with the red, and I want that to be the one that really pops. So I'm just going to bring the purple down a little bit with this, which is German Gray XF63. I don't think it's going to take very much, so I'm going to do this in small amounts to see how it looks. Still want it to be purple, just want it to be a bit darker. Okay, I think I'm getting pretty much where I wanted to be now. Nice dark grayish purple, so pretty straightforward. I will mix up a larger amount of the darker purple to spray with, and I'll be thinning with the usual Tamiya acrylic paint X20A thinner. If you've seen my videos before, I did do a demonstration of how thin I go with those, but it's basically, I would say, about a 10-to-1 paint to thinner. Not very much thinner compared to other paints, but that's what really works for me in my setup, particularly because I'm going to be doing a sort of a dry airbrushing rather than a wet airbrushing, and I'll set that up so we can take a look at how that looks. Okay, I'm all set up to do some airbrushing. I'll be using my Iwata Revolution CR airbrush, which I love. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I normally prime with the XF69 NATO Black. I use the Tamiya acrylic paint as a primer directly because it is lacquer based and therefore will etch into the surface and works fine as a primer. I will show you that process in a moment when I do the red and the purple, but for the black, since it's a special case, I'm actually going to do just straight black onto the plastic. This should give me pretty good coverage straight off the bat, so I don't need that extra stuff, and let's see how it goes. Okay, took a little while, but all the black ones are painted. I love being able to do that all in one step instead of in three, but I'll get these out of the way and get the other ones set up for the purple and red and show you my other three-step process that I use for those kind of colors. Okay, all set up to do the red and purple parts. I'm going to do this with the NATO Black XF69 from Tamiya, and that will act as my primer for these parts just to get them all to be starting at the same color. It'll also act as a shadow pass because the second pass will be white, which will be kind of like a highlight pass, so it's good to get a dark base down first. Okay, base coat is done. Now I'm going to go in and do a highlight pass using this XF2 flat white. And I don't want to go for full coverage. I basically want to aim for the middle of the panels and that kind of thing, leaving any inset areas dark, and just to get some basic variation of the base layer that will sort of subtly show through the final color. So I don't need to be very particular about this pass. It's pretty quick and loose, but it creates a nice result. There we go, quick and easy pass. It goes really fast, and then now we're ready for the final color. There we go, the colors are done. I'm very happy with how that turned out. I'm super excited to see this whole thing together, but there's one more thing I have to do before that, which is paint the inner frame. Well, I guess you'd call it two things. I got to paint the inner frame, and then I have a bunch of parts that I want to paint chrome, which will be the first time I've done that. I've never tried painting chrome before, so that should be exciting. But we'll save that for next week. Thank you very much for watching. That is the end of this week's episode. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a like on the way out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.